Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is me, the Tsofato, and today I have a special guest. I have Zwanda here, who also shares her personal finance journey on her YouTube channel. So we're going to be chatting about personal finance and creating wealth with property investment.
Yes.
So if you're interested in that, please do stay tuned. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to both of our channels. Mentioned, we have Zwanda here, and can you just give us an introduction of yourself? I know I gave a little bit, but can we get a little bit more?
Yes, so my name is Zwanda. Guys, don't be fixated in pronouncing my name, it's okay. So my name is Zwanda. I'm from Limpopo. I studied mining engineering, and I am a personal finance enthusiast, as Seho mentioned. I'm also into property. I have my own YouTube channel, so please go and check me out. Yes, and I'm excited to be in this channel today.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. So
yes,
I guess the first question that I have is, how did you get started on your personal finance journey, and why did you start your YouTube channel and start sharing that content?
Yes, so the straight answer is it's COVID. So COVID happened, and I've been meaning to actually share my personal finance journey because I happen to be exposed to personal finance or money management from a very young age.
Okay.
So I think it comes from my parents. Just to give you a background, at some point I was given an annual pocket money when I was in the university, so I've been navigating the money management space. So because of that, I started knowing about personal finance stuff at a very young age,
really
more than my peers. So I was there to go to person to my peers, and then when COVID hits, I was like, now it's time. I can start with just budgeting, and then I started sharing a lot more of what I've experienced to different products of investments, and that's just how it started.
Oh wow, thank you for sharing. Like, I watched a couple of your videos.
Thank you.
I'm always learning, and I just like when people share, you know, like that information. It's such valuable information, so we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And so with your journey, I know you just mentioned that, you know, you had a bit of, I don't know if I should say head start, but like some more knowledge than people. But how have you evolved along the way since starting out to where you are now? And did you make any mistakes along the way?
Okay, so yes, and I think this is a good question, because what I knew then is not what I know now. I think for me, as you mentioned, I'm always evolving. I feel like you can never know.
So important.
You can never know everything, right? So I'm always learning. I'm always educating myself, even when it means paying for it, right? So before I bought a house, my first house, I really went on a journey of actually exploring what the process looks like, what have other people do, what was their mistakes, and how can I avoid it. I think one of my personal finance mistakes that I would like to highlight is actually in borrowing money people. I think this is under mind. People don't really like take this as a serious fact because it's your friend, right? Normally it's your sister, it's your cousin, right? But I really got burned because I lost like 11k, right? And it was someone who I kind of trusted, and so the lesson there is that I was trying to buy in onto the business he was doing, right? And I was like, I have to help him so that he can get me more information about this business. It was about transporting fuel from Mozambique to South Africa. So I wanted to get into that, and he was doing it. So I was like, let me borrow him money. And he started with 12k. I gave him 12k. He returned it. The other time it was like 11, and I gave it, and I never got it back.
And I think that trust also that kind of burns you, because you're like, okay, I trust this person.
It's true. It's true. So when it comes to money, never borrow money someone which you wouldn't be okay if it doesn't come back. Yes, and also don't buy into people's favor. Like if someone wants to share information with you, they will, or they will open up a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. And you share a couple of videos on property investment.
Yes.
Which is something I would like to get into, hopefully soon. But yeah, can you tell us how you got started with that?
Yes. So property investments, even that, I think it comes from home.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a little bit privileged. Yes. So when I graduated, my dad said you can stay in my property and get to manage it and not pay rent, right? It was such an exciting thing because as a graduate, you don't really get paid a lot.
Yeah.
So it was such a relief for me to just stay without paying.
Okay.
However, I got to learn that it was not really an easy job. So my start into property was just by managing it, so dealing with tenants. So it was a 3-bedroom house, so I was sharing with 2 more other people. We had 1 bathroom, it was only ladies, 1 bathroom, 1 kitchen, so the whole shenanigans that you can imagine about sharing bathrooms and kitchen and you know, and evicting people. So that's how I got to learn about property. Later on, I had to sell 1 property for him, and I got to experience a renovation because I had to renovate that property before I sold it, and then I got into my own. So that's just
And how has that journey been so far?
It's been great because I think every experience counts, even the painful ones. I love property. I love making money through property, and how unique of an investment it is versus the likes of shares and government retail bonds and just a business itself of selling things. So I am interested into expanding on that, and currently I'm doing student accommodation. Yes.
Oh, okay. Now, if you want to find out more, guys, you have a series, right? Creating property investment. So please do check it out. And if just a little, like maybe a bit of advice, if someone is looking to get started, like me, like where do I start? Like what do I need to, like, do I need to sort out my finances? Do I go buy? Do I need to register a company?
Yes. Oh, you just touched on to estate management, which is a topic for another day. But how do you start? If you're looking into investing in property, I think the first thing that you need to do is to respect your finances, guys. Like things like that we speak about, like budgeting, like managing your debt, paying up your debt on time, you know, those things sounds too small, but they really influence your bigger decisions in a later stage. So as someone who knows that you're aspiring to get into that business, you need to start here so that you can have good credit score. When you start buying property, you get a better rate. You buy something cheaper. I'm sure you know that there could be people who have the same house with exactly the same specification, same price, but someone pays 10,000 on installment, the other one pays 8,000, right? So you want to be the 8,000 one, and the way you can do that is making sure that before you get into that journey, you actually manage, you pay your debt correctly, you manage your credit score, and then when you get to buy, do read, do ask questions, do watch videos so that you're clued up. Yes.
And thank you, like, for sharing all that content.
Thank you for having me.
We want to start. Like, I think it's also like scary, and I think it's such like as like young adults, it's such a like big thing in
it is. It like, really is. It really is.
So we need some extra help figuring it out. But so I think if you want more content, please go to our channel. We're just giving a little brief intro. And what about like your own personal finance journey? I know you've mentioned about budgeting, your credit score, but what other advice would you give? Like, I think most of the people that watch my channel is like 18 to 24. So like getting started like with personal finance, like, what advice would you give us?
That is actually a good question, because I feel like that age group you mentioned is an age where someone needs to really take an advantage of doing it correctly. A lot of people realize that they need to do something differently when they have messed up, and it's much more difficult to fix something when you've messed it up than to just start smoothly. Like, I think you are in a much privileged age if you're still aspiring, right? Because there is a lot which you can get to learn. So in terms of people who are in that age group, I think teach yourself to understand the language of money. The principles of money don't change, and I think that's why I appreciate it, because they don't change, they're replicable. So get to familiarize yourself with the area of finance that are relevant to your age. And at this particular age, I would say it's more of budgeting, making sure you live below your means. So don't spend what you cannot afford. Try to avoid a lot of peer pressure, buying things because of pressure. At this age, I feel like you want to look like you're happening.
Especially with like social media pressure.
I know, right? So try to determine what it is that you really, really like, and if really the decision to buy something it's yours, or if it's influenced, so that you don't get to regret later.
Okay,
that's what I can say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And guys, as I mentioned, there's so much information on her channel, so please go and check it out. But that is it for today's video. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you in the next one. And if you enjoyed it, guys, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. Bye.